Hey guys, ArchieLuxury on an Emirates 777. I'm just talking watches and drinking coffee. Talking watches and drinking coffee. In business class on Emirates. Hi guys, ArchieLuxury on the ArchieLuxury channel. Today guys, I want to talk about the golden era of Patek Philippe. And I gotta tell you, Patek Philippe has had a number of golden eras. I want to talk about the modern golden era. To give you an understanding of this here, Patek Philippe is a very long established Swiss watchmaking firm. Some would argue they are well, let's just be honest there. They are considered by most collectors to be the pinnacle of watchmaking. That's not to say there aren't other good brands there, but for the most part, for the number of pieces Patek churns out, you would certainly consider them exceptional. Now, there's a number of golden eras in Patek Philippe's history. There's, watches have had a progression through the times. I would say, in the modern life of the company, when the Stern family bought Patek in the 30s, that was a start of a golden era. They commissioned the creation of the Calatrava line. There were also wonderful golden eras when Patek Philippe had the perpetual calendar chronograph progressions. They had the perpetual calendar. A number of significant times in the history of Patek Philippe. However, if we look at the modern era, we're talking the last 30, 40 years, I think the time that stands out is when Patek Philippe introduced a range of useful complications. Now, if we have a look, I'm using some older Patek catalogs. This here is a catalog. This is a catalog. Where's my glasses gone? Where are they? Where are those glasses gone here? Let's have a look. Let's have a look indeed. This catalog here is from 1995. If we have a look here, we can see the basic Calatrava line. It started with the 3919. This is a 1995 catalog. The 3919 came out in the 80s, but by this time it was well established. So it's a 33mm wristwatch. Patek had a number of variations there. Most notably, I think we'd have to mention is the 3796, which is carries on the Calatrava 96 series. 3923, very and we had a number of slightly larger with the 5023 line. So these were quite significant pieces in the day there. Patek themselves there, the reference 5000, which became the 6000 and the 6006. In this time period here, the fashions carrying on from the 60s, the Ellipse line, which has kind of shrunken significantly. The sports watches, well, Nautilus. No mention of the Aquanaut. The Aquanaut didn't come out until a later time period. So basically, Calatravas, Ellipse, Calatravas, Ellipse, Nautilus, Gondolas. That's the rectangular pieces here, gondola. And then, of course, grand complications. No useful complications. These were grand complications. So this book here, this booklet here, features, actually, this is 1995, which you would say is the start of the Patek Philippe modern golden age. And this catalogue here shows you the start of that. So we had the introduction of the 5015. This was a complicated piece, which was a lot less complicated than previous Pateks. Yes, indeed. This was a piece, this was the start of the useful complications. It had moon phase, it had small seconds, so it was the start, and it also had a power reserve. So we had the power reserve, moon phases, and sub-seconds. So this catalog documents the start of that modern golden age of Patek. So before this catalog here, the Calatrava line itself was very much a situation where very expensive complications, they were all grand complications, and they also, the line of watches was generally 33 mil, very, very small. The interesting thing to note is, with this era of Patek, there was no mention. This booklet is actually a real size of, they were life size of the watch. There was never any mention of the millimeters of these pieces, and that's because it never really played any significance. At this point of time, 33 mil was used by, so this is 1995, 33 mil was used by a lot of watchmakers for their dress line. Patek was predominantly dress line at that time. You had Rolex, which had a lot of 36 mils. That's the Explorer, the Datejust, the Day-Date. And you had many makers. I remember people like Omega. A lot of makers would have had small pieces. So this is in the mid-90s. So this kind of 1995. I think we've got to go a little bit later. I think the most significant breakthrough came with the release, the start of this era. It came with the release of the Patek Philippe, the Grand Classique Patek Philippe, the launch of the Patek Philippe, the annual calendar. That's correct. Came out in 1996. And this here's a 1997 catalogue. At that time there, Patek was very still much, the 3919 was the simple Calatrava. As far as size went, they were all 39 mil sizes. The Patek 5000 was relatively small. All of their pieces were in this size frame here, starting to grow a little bit bigger with models like the 5023 Calatrava, starting to edge out a wee bit. Still having quartz in the lineup, the Patek 3944 Calatrava, a quartz powered Patek, which shows you the importance of the quartz in the men's lineup. Some people wanted quartz. Now, the other thing featuring in this time period here is the Patek Neptune. The Neptune. which came out in 1996, which is kind of a footnote now, a little bit of an, I wouldn't say embarrassing, there's nothing to be embarrassed about with the Neptune, but it's kind of dated badly. It's kind of dated fairly badly indeed. The start of the complicated watches. So this is 1997 catalog. It features the Patek Philippe 5035. The start of the useful complications. At this time period here, this is 1997 catalog, we had the 5035, we had the 5035P, so we didn't even replace that with the 5056P, which replaced that model. Then we went straight into the 3940, which was the perpetual calendar 36 mil, and then the big piece was the 3970 36 mil perpetual calendar chronograph. 5004, which was the manually wound chronograph, perpetual, and a split second. I think split seconds as well on that piece there. We did have the 5015, which came back, was a simple complication. So only relatively 2 simple complications. So that's, this catalog here is 1997. This I think 1997 you would say is the start of the useful complication, and I think that's around the start of the golden era of Patek Philippe. That is the start of the golden era. Now, the golden era signified a massive change where Patek moved away from the smaller wristwatches and went into a more modern size there, which was a rather delightful addition to the range there. If we have a look here, I've got this is a catalog from 1999, and what's happened here with Patek Philippe is we're starting to get some interesting. The 3919 is still the base bread and butter Calatrava. The 3998 is the automatic with date. So we haven't gone into the 5107 yet. This is still pre-term there. Complicated Patek Philippe's. We are highlighting the 5035. 5035 is a big winner chicken dinner. The 5036, which is a 5035 with a slightly redesigned dial. They added the moon phase and a power reserve and removed the 24-hour hand. The 5070, what a wonderful piece. Now we're in the golden era. This is well and truly golden era of Patek Philippe. No world times as yet. No world times. We've got the 3940. Yes, we do. Interestingly enough, it featured a Roman numeral dial 3940, which is a rather delightful dial combination. So the brand itself, this was really the golden age, and we see, what do we see? What do we see? Indeed, we see the launch of a new, younger franchise of the brand. We're dropping Neptune. I think, no, we've still got Neptunen, but we've added the Aquanaut. The Aquanaut enters the range. So we've changed the dynamics of the brand. We're getting into the new, the meat and potato end of the business. Interestingly enough, if we fast forward a wee bit there, we fast forward to 2001. 2001, we then come across some really, this is the golden era of Patek Philippe, the modern golden era of Patek Philippe. And what we've done here is we've done something extremely, extremely, extremely useful. Extremely useful indeed. What have we done? Well, I'll tell you what we've done. We've, if we have a look, take a look, have a look. We're using Geneva seals, all along Geneva seals. Highlight the 5035. That's right. That's one of the greatest developments in the wristwatch world of the modern Patek, this golden age, modern golden age. The 5035, very much a cornerstone of that success. We still have in the Calatrava lineup there, the 3919 is the bread and butter. Okay, bread and butter. That will eventually change to the 5119, and they will they'll also do something magical by having a 5196. But at this point of time, it's we highlight the 5035 as being a fantastic annual calendar. This is in the full steam ahead phase of the Patek Golden Age, the modern Patek modern Golden Age. Now, what have we done now? We've done something absolutely incredible. We've done something incredible indeed. What have we done? We have launched a brand new Calatrava in the line of the Jumbo. We have released the 5107. 5107. What a beautiful modern. Nick Foulkes then launches an article in Patek magazine, and the rest is history. Automatic uses the 315 movement, 315. Automatic with date, absolutely classy, beautiful piece. It's in the 37mm genre. So you can see we've got the 5035 annual calendar, that's at 37mm, but it's tailored to be smaller. You see, this was the start of the Patek modern golden era. 37mm, it still uses a 19mm strap. It still uses a very, very, trying to make it smaller. Instead of having a bezel that curves outwards, it's an introverted, not an extra. Very much trying to downplay the size. Now, the interesting thing is the 5035 annual calendar was released around that 315 movement. So it is the perfect size for the annual calendar, because that they had the movement, then they designed the case. And they tried to even make it look aesthetically smaller to match up with the 3940, which was the much more expensive perpetual calendar of the time period. So it's a very interesting situation we've got there. Complicated pieces. In this period here, 2001, the 5036 is firing on all cylinders. 5056 is the new platinum annual calendar. 5035s, they are still staying very much in the fray. By the way, the 5037/1, that's the one that appeared in the Sopranos, where Tony gives the guy the watch for getting him into the hub deal. So, 5037/1. Thank you, Theo and Harris, for pointing that out. Yes, he's a bit of a stickler to these movies. And then the most beautiful Pateks of modern time. Oh, the golden era, 5110, world time. Wowzers. This is 2001. We've got the golden era with the world time. They came out in 2000. We've also got beautiful 50s, 70s, and a couple metal choices there. It's really flying high. Useful complications, 5055, 5054. It's really firing along. And we also introduced the 5134, a travel time, Calatrava style. It doesn't get better than this. Then we've got, naturally, grand complications. I think the grand complications, they were from another period. They're still magnificent and fantastic, but the modern golden era of Patek Philippe is the launch of the annual calendar, the world time, and the 5070 chronograph. That's where the fame comes in. And maybe also we could include in that mix there the Aquanaut launch. So you can see this is the golden era, So you might say, well, this is fantastic. That is 2000. That's year 2001. We're talking here. Well, what happens? Well, this is part one. Let's stop this video, like, subscribe, tell your friends, Patek and otherwise, and come and watch part two. Patek Philippe, fuckers! David S.W. Who does ArchieLuxury recommend is the greatest grey market dealer in America? There's only one choice, David S.W. That's right, guys. I've got to tell you the honest truth. I have, for a long time, been looking for the perfect answer. Who do I recommend people go to see? Who do I recommend that people can go and buy watches? And I've got to be honest with you, the greatest pre-owned dealer for Rolex, Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet is David S.W. David S.W. David S.W. DavidSW.com. That's right, guys. I have been looking for a contact who I can very nicely refer people to. I am not in the selling business. Customer service, I'm too old to sell watches. I'm too old. I like to recommend my viewers to a reliable source. In Australia, I've got some great sources. There's Sydney Watch Exchange with Cove, Ronnie at Vintage Watch Co, Shani at European Watch Gallery. And in America, who is the best source for pre-owned Rolex? For all the hot models, there's only one person I would recommend, David S.W. David S.W. David S.W. That is the premier source for pre-owned Rolex. I gotta be completely frank and honest with you. Guys, if you are looking for a hot Rolex model, there is only one place you can go to. David S.W. David S.W. David S.W. Let's be honest, guys, there's no point schmoozing the dealers, the ADs. They're just a waste of time. Unless you're going to buy 20 pieces, you are wasting your time. What you're better off to do is pay the market premium and go to a good pre-owned dealer. Who do I recommend? David S.W. David S.W. David S.W. That's correct, guys. I want to tell you this now. I 100% stand behind David S.W. David S.W., the greatest pre-owned dealer in the entire United States of America. That's right, the greatest pre-owned dealer for Rolex, for Patek Philippe, for Audemars Piguet, David S.W. He even does things like FP Journe. David S.W. David S.W. David S.W. That's right. If you want to buy a pre-owned Rolex, a Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, there's only one good source I would recommend. David S.W. David S.W. David S.W. I'm Paul Pluta, the method actor who plays Archibald Chesterfield III, and I'm proud to recommend David S.W. See you later. Thank you for watching this channel.
Hey Archie Luxury fans, if you're into luxury, then you gotta be into 66 Buick Rivieras. Check out my son and I, Alex, as we restore this beautiful 66 Buick.
Neighbors are having a picnic, you know, having fun and stuff. Me, I'm doing cars. It's what I've done my whole life.